Post-training notice. National First-Class Registered Exorcist. Chapter 84. Inside Agent. At 9 o'clock that night, Xiang Cheng and Zhi Xiaoduo brought their group of bodyguards through the security checkpoint. Behind Zhi Xiaoduo, when Lang Dog walked past the security checkpoint, it started beeping. Lang Dog walked back through and set it off again. Zhi Xiaoduo. Xiang Cheng. Zhi Xiaoduo grabbed Lang Dog's tie and dragged him through. Don't give me any more trouble. Zhi Xiaoduo began to regret making Lang Dog transform into a person. Lang Dog smiled at Zhi Xiaoduo. Xiang Cheng opened his arms, stood straight, and let the security people scan his body. His body was as straight as a paper cutter, and behind him, a group of Yaoguai were waiting to carry Zhi Xiaoduo's bags. Master, do you have anything to eat? Lang Dog asked. The security inspectors around them gave them a strange look. Zhi Xiaoduo put a hand over his forehead and said, "Can't you call me something more normal?" Xiang Cheng motioned for him and Zhi Xiaoduo to go, slinging an arm around his shoulder, while Lang Dog followed by scuttling right behind them, saying, "Then, Daddy." Zhi Xiaoduo. Xiang Cheng kicked Lang Dog away, and Lang Dog ran over again. Zhi Xiaoduo immediately said, "Don't squat." Lang Dog instinctively wanted to squat down but stood up straight after being reminded. "We should have checked him as a bag," Xiang Cheng said. "He'd throw up if he gets checked in," Zhi Xiaoduo replied. Dressed in a high-end suit, Xiang Cheng looked like a model as he read story collections in the first-class lounge. Behind him were 4 subordinates, but everyone looked at Lang Dog. Only Lang Dog followed Zhi Xiaoduo, and whenever Zhi Xiaoduo sat, he would sit as well. Xiang Cheng kicked Lang Dog aside and made him crouch next to the sofa. After a while, Zhi Xiaoduo grew a bit restless while sitting. He didn't expect to finally marry into a rich family one day. "I'll take Lang Dog to buy some food," Zhi Xiaoduo said. "You are the Madam Boss." Xiang Cheng distractedly read the jokes in story collection and said, "Let them buy it for you." "We'll just go out for a walk," Zhi Xiaoduo said. Xiang Cheng wanted to get up, but Zhi Xiaoduo motioned at him to sit. He got up and grabbed Lang Dog's tie. Lang Dog immediately got up and followed, and Huang Shan followed behind them. Zhi Xiaoduo entered the convenience store, and Huang Shan wanted someone to close the store to other shoppers. Zhi Xiaoduo hurriedly told him that there was no need. "EMP. What does Madam Boss want to buy?" Huang Shan asked as he stood to the side. Zhi Xiaoduo thought to himself, "Were you guys all instructed by Fengli? This etiquette is really up to standards." Lang Dog, you eat ham sausages, right?" Zhi Xiaoduo said. Lang Dog looked at Zhi Xiaoduo expectantly. Huang Shan was about to open his mouth to call over an attendant, but Zhi Xiaoduo was afraid that he would say something like, "We will have all of your ham sausages," so he hurriedly said, "3 are enough." Lang Dog ate the sausages, and Zhi Xiaoduo took him outside a bookstore to read for a while. He bought a book, before asking Huang Shan, "How is Xiang Cheng?" Huang Shan gave a thumbs up. Zhi Xiaoduo nodded and asked, "He doesn't default on paying you your wages, does he?" Huang Shan waved. "Never." Zhi Xiaoduo kept feeling that bothering others felt weird, and he really hadn't lived a life where people waited on him. Maybe everyone was like this when they married into a rich family, so it would be fine once he got used to it. "Boss is very generous," Huang Shan added. "At the year-end banquet, he gave big red envelopes to all us brothers." Zhi Xiaoduo thought, "Does the company that Fengli registered need money for day-to-day operations? Everyone was a Yaoguai, and they didn't do business, so they should just sit back and eat their cake, right?" He then couldn't help the sense of crisis that he felt about that. After returning, Zhi Xiaoduo asked Xiang Cheng again, saying, "If you hire so many people?" "No, if you hire so many Yao as servants, Are they getting paid? The personnel cost is very high ba. Do you not like them? Xiang Cheng glanced at Huang Shan. Huang Shan immediately turned pale and was about to kneel, but Zhi Xiaoduo said hurriedly, no, no. I like them very much. When Xiang Cheng thought about it from a different perspective and understood what Zhi Xiaoduo meant. Most of my money is in the Agricultural Bank of China. Xiang Cheng said, the interest is more than 100 million yuan a year. I don't have the bank card on me, but when we go back, I'll give it to you. Zhi Xiaoduo. Several of Xiang Cheng's subordinates had already gone ahead to make arrangements beforehand. When they arrived in Beijing, it was already 12 o'clock at night, and Zhi Xiaoduo was taken to the family mansion in Beijing. At 3 in the morning, Xiang Cheng rolled up his shirt sleeves and studied a map on his desk with Zhi Xiaoduo. The lamp emitted a warm light, shining upon Zhi Xiaoduo's delicate features. We have no shortage of money now. Xiang Cheng said. N. Zhi Xiaoduo focused on the Exorcist committee blueprints. Relying on his memory, he restored several floors to the plan. This matter must be resolved. Zhi Xiaoduo said, after your body returns to normal, we can live a happy and beautiful life. I've always felt very happy. Xiang Cheng said, even during this month of flight. Zhi Xiaoduo started laughing. Getting rid of it? Xiang Cheng said, Xiaoduo, do you think I can get rid of it with my strength alone? It's hard to say, I don't know. Zhi Xiaoduo was a little tired as he flipped through his notebook. The atlas teacher Zheng had given him had its contents supplemented with that of 2 more Yaoguai, the yin-yang transforming foxes and the deceased Kun. The yin fox was Hu Xiniang, the yang fox was Feng Li, and the 9-tailed celestial fox's main power was bewitchment through illusions. Bewitchment was yin, while illusions were yang. Yin powers controlled people's hearts, while yang powers could turn into 1,000 different forms. Deceased Kun, it is formed by the lingering obsessions of the dead creatures in the world. Logically speaking, the deceased Kun should be the most classic example of a devil. However, not every dead person's obsession is dark, and some people die still carrying thoughts of protection, love, and care. So, their souls were buried in the earth and the waters, and are finally brought to the sea by the flow of underground waters, forming the isolated island that is the deceased Kun, where they wait for their relatives out on the distant sea. What do you think? Zhi Xiaoduo asked Xiang Cheng. I don't know either. Xiang Cheng said, I haven't thought it through. After a moment's silence, Xiang Cheng thought a bit and said, I have a plan based on my understanding of Mara. Let's hear it. Zhi Xiaoduo closed his notebook. You are a Yao subduing engineer, and you know the true weapons of Akalanatha. Xiang Cheng said. Zhi Xiaoduo nodded. Xiang Cheng got up, laid down on the bed, remained silent for a moment, and then said, there are 6 weapons of Akalanatha. N. Zhi Xiaoduo replied, unlike ordinary magic weapons, they are made from divine power, and should be considered illusory weapons. Logically speaking, they are not attached to any actual weapons. They exist directly inside the soul until the successor dies, and the weapons are attached to specific objects by the successor and handed over to the next successor. It's a bit like the reincarnation of a tulku. Xiang Cheng said, my father asked me to find all 6 of these weapons, and I think he was probably trying to use them to deal with Mara. Logically, it is almost impossible to kill Mara, but this time, the seed of Mara has been planted in the snake Hun in my body. Zhi Xiaoduo jolted. Right. Zhi Xiaoduo murmured, I didn't think of that. Xiang Cheng said, so, when I get all 6 weapons, Akalanatha can return to his maximum strength, and then we can wait for the opportunity until Mara's new moon comes. As it ebbs and flows, when Mara is at its weakest, I may be able to completely eliminate it. But how? Zhi Xiaoduo asked, suppose you get all 6 weapons, are you going to separate the snake Hun from your human Hun and then kill the whole boss snake? Xiang Cheng let out an N. Zhi Ziaduo went over and lay on Xiang Cheng's body. Will it hurt your body? Zhi Ziaduo asked. Xiang Cheng's eyes contained some confusion, then he shook his head and said, it shouldn't. Like hell it won't. Zhi Ziaduo roared angrily, are you trying to lie to me again? Xiang Cheng. Zhi Ziaduo had now already completely seen through Xiang Cheng's tricks. No matter what, Xiang Cheng said, let's get the weapons first, bah. I think there are still many unanswered questions about this matter. Zhi Ziaduo said, I also have an idea, but the information on hand is not enough. I'll have to wait until this step is finished. Xiang Cheng thought for a moment and said, your profession is good, so I'll listen to you. Both of them laughed. Zhi Ziaduo thought about the details of the investigation they would conduct of the Exorcist committee the next day and couldn't help being a little nervous, but Xiang Cheng was there so was not that scared. Don't worry. Xiang Cheng said, the probability of being discovered is very small, and we must always take a risk. Zhi Ziaduo replied. Zhi Ziaduo felt that Xiang Cheng had changed. It seemed that in the month since they were separated, Xiang Cheng had thought through a lot of things. He no longer kept everything from him, and he pretty much answered every question now. He used Xiang Cheng's arm as a pillow and they both hugged each other. Xiang Cheng kissed him again and again. Both of them felt an annoying sensation that they could not go any further than this. How did you become so obedient? Zhi Ziaduo asked. With a smile in his eyes, Xiang Cheng asked, wasn't I obedient before? Zhi Ziaduo looked at him suspiciously. Xiang Cheng closed his eyes, a hint of a smile hovering about the corners of his mouth. I often have a dream. Xiang Cheng closed his eyes and said, at the edge of Longting Lake, all the people from the Exorcist committee are there to catch me, and all the voices disappear. In front of me, there is a ball of a black fog. You were no longer clear-headed at that time. Zhi Ziaduo said. Xiang Cheng said, I looked down, only to see you standing in front of me, holding the weapons in your hands, holding them up. When I dream of this scene, I think that no matter what, I can't hide anything from you anymore. I'm afraid you will do something dangerous again. Isn't that your fault? Zhi Ziaduo didn't know whether to laugh or cry. 1, 2, 3, sleep. Xiang Cheng turned off the light. ******. Winter in Beijing had dropped the temperature to -10 degrees. A thick layer of ice had formed in front of Lingjing Alley. The sky was foggy and yellow, and the parasol trees were bare, giving the scene a bleak feeling. Zhi Ziaduo stuck a bunch of hand warmers to himself and came down clumsily. Instinctively, he just wanted to howl. Xiang Cheng held Zhi Ziaduo's hands and breathed on them. As soon as we get inside, it'll be good. Xiang Cheng whispered. Zhi Ziaduo had originally thought that it was too unkind for them to enter the Exorcist committee to steal things, but in order to avoid possible eyes and ears after all, the existence of that lightning made it impossible for them to judge whether there were still higher-level spies in the organization. Heaven and earth, heavenly and earth veins, please forgive us. I hope that Xiang Cheng's weapons can be retrieved smoothly this time. Both of them entered the back kitchen of a cafe, and the Yaoguai were already ready in the kitchen. Xiang Cheng took off his jacket. He was wearing a black vest inside, which made him look tall and upright. An exorcist came to work, and Xiang Cheng went out with a breakfast plate and accidentally ran into him. Hey! Sorry. Xiang Cheng hurriedly wiped the spot of food on the exorcist, and another Yaoguai took the opportunity to stuff a black wooden totem into the exorcist's bag. Without saying anything, the exorcist went up to the second floor and took out the key to open the door. The sound of a piano rang out. Quickly! Xiang Cheng said, it'll be discovered soon. Zhi Ziaduo drew a magical array with cinnabar, took a totem, pressed it against the array, and opened the passageway. This magic artifact is really too miraculous and heaven-defying. said Zhi Ziaduo. Xiang Cheng replied, it's one of the oldest artifacts in the Mara camp, and it can only be used once a month. It operates using lunar power. I hope Chen Zhen and others haven't found us out yet. Change your clothes and let's go. Xiang Cheng and Zhi Ziaduo changed into suits, and Zhi Ziaduo put on a pair of zero prescription glasses and rotated the totem. With a hum, the totem opened up a portal, and Xiang Cheng and Zhi Ziaduo stepped through the portal. The exorcist's bag shook. Ripples, like those that floated across the surface of water, filled the space, and the totem fell down. Xiang Cheng quickly reached out and grabbed it. The person suddenly turned his head. Xiang Cheng tapped the back of his head with the totem, and the other party let out a muffled grunt and slumped to the ground. Zhi Ziaduo looked around. This was an independent office in the retrieval hall on the 4th floor. Fortunately, they had come early, and nobody was there yet. Xiang Cheng took off the man's badge, dragged him under the sofa, took out the Lihan pollen bottle in his inner bag, and shook it around. It was still half full. As soon as they left the corridor, the voice of a security personnel came from outside. You two, let me check your badges. Zhi Ziaduo was surprised, but Xiang Cheng immediately pulled him back. The security guard was checking badges at the corner, and 2 female clerks had to stop and take out their badges to be checked. When did they get these people? Did it have anything to do with the troubles that Chi Wei had mentioned? Fortunately, it was not a sentry system, but just guards wandering around and checking things. They waited until the group left, before Zhi Ziaduo and Xiang Cheng went out. Don't just casually use your Yao Hun. I know. Xiang Cheng said, don't be nervous. If you're discovered, run immediately. If you really want to fight, use the Terra into your advantage, and they have no way to deal with us. I'm afraid of nothing except the hourglass. Jomokuo's hourglass was the bane of all magical artifacts. No matter how skillful you were, no magical artifacts could beat the slowing and reversal of the flow of time. We can't go this way. Zhi Ziaduo pulled Xiang Cheng and said, just like the entrance, it's all covered with Yao-repelling seals. Zhi Ziaduo's dragon pupil saw that all the entrances and exits of the fire exits had invisible Yao-repelling seals placed on them. As expected, the Exorcist Committee had increased its defenses, and there were also many more investigators from national security agencies, so they could only take the elevator. The doors to the offices in the corridor opened and closed as people went in and out. The number of people gradually increased. They were checking badges around the corner again. The two of them looked at each other, and when they passed the corner, Zhi Ziaduo suddenly opened his mouth. Your report is not in the correct format. Zhi Ziaduo said, I can't approve it. Xiang Cheng said helplessly, the old Buddha asked me to come to you. Zhi Ziaduo said coldly, this is just like what happened last time. Tell me then, who will take the responsibility if something happens? There was a security guard at the corner who was about to check their badges, but Zhi Ziaduo turned around and left. Xiang Cheng chased after him and said, wait, director. Scram. Zhi Ziaduo angrily said, pulled out the elevator card, and threateningly patted Xiang Cheng on the chest, saying, nobody's note will work on me. Seeing that Zhi Ziaduo had an elevator card, the security guard stopped checking. Zhi Ziaduo entered the elevator, and Xiang Cheng quickly followed him in. We got it wrong. Xiang Cheng whispered. Chen Zhen has changed offices. Zhi Ziaduo said in a low voice, it turns out that being on that floor plops you right in front of Teacher Zhou. Xiang Cheng. Zhi Ziaduo swiped the card and pressed a button. They both took a deep breath at the same time. Xiang Cheng put one hand around Zhi Ziaduo's neck, and Zhi Ziaduo turned around and kissed him tacitly. United Front Work Department. The elevator reported the floor, and the door opened. The two of them walked into the hallway, and Zhi Ziaduo knocked on the door of Chen Zhen's office. He shouldn't have come to work yet. Xiang Chen, if we confirm that the items are locked in the warehouse, what is the probability of us being able to enter the warehouse? Zhi Xiaoduo said, last time when Teacher Zhou took me in, once things were locked in, it was almost impossible to take them out again. Since matters aren't settled yet, I guess that the weapons will not be locked in the warehouse. They are either where Teacher Zhou is, or in the old Buddha's office. After thinking for a while, he rubbed his eyebrows and recalled how Chen Zhen had opened the door of the office. It should be. Zhi Xiaoduo's finger drew one stroke, then another, along the rune circuit on the door. Xiang Chen, like unlocking Alipay. It's a bit like that. Zhi Xiaoduo was torn between laughing or crying, and nodded. Xiang Chen. The rune circuit glowed, and the door opened. Hurry. Zhi Xiaoduo snuck in. The layout of Chen Zhen's office was exactly the same as before, and the key was still in the left drawer. Zhi Xiaoduo turned the key and threw it at Xiang Chen. Xiang Chen put on gloves to unlock it, while Zhi Xiaoduo looked up at the bookshelf and pulled out a book. The lower layer of the bookshelf flipped out, but when they opened it, there was nothing inside. It's probably not here. Xiang Chen looked at the documents in the drawer and said, this is troublesome. I guess it wouldn't be in his office either. Otherwise, since he's been gone for so many days. If it's not with Zhou Mokuo, it's with the old Buddha. Zhi Xiaoduo pulled out a seal and said, I'll write a note and put a seal on it. Let's do as we agreed, and you pretend to borrow a magical artifact. Zhi Xiaoduo found an application for borrowing magical artifacts. If we go and get the wrong person, we'll be discovered immediately. Zhi Xiaoduo said, do you think it will be in the hands of the old Buddha or Teacher Zhou? Xiang Chen also wasn't sure. He hesitated for a moment, and then said, let's bet that everything that happened in Zhengzhou was part of the old Buddha's plans, so they're probably in her hands. Zhi Xiaoduo let out an N, wrote a notice to borrow in Chen Zhen's handwriting, and stamped it. As soon as they came out of Chen Zhen's office, a person came by. You two, the security guard said, let's check your badges. Ah. Zhi Xiaoduo immediately turned to the security personnel and said, you're too brave, ba. How long do you wish to remain with the Exorcist committee? You even need to check my badge. Forget it, Xiang Chen hurriedly pulled at Zhi Xiaoduo's arm. Sorry. The security guard said in a deadpan manner, please cooperate with our work. Zhi Xiaoduo put away his badge, took out his Yao subduing engineer qualification certificate, and handed it to the security personnel. Checking badges. The security guard said, the qualification certificate doesn't count. Zhi Xiaoduo. When Xiang Chen was about to knock him down, the elevator door dinged open. Chen Zhen came out while making a phone call, and the three of them faced each other. Everyone's expressions were very normal as Chen Zhen said, I'll hang up first. I called them here to wait in the office. Chen Zhen handed the security personnel his badge, but the security personnel didn't look at it. They directly made a please gesture and stopped insisting on checking Xiang Chen and Zhi Xiaoduo's badges. End chapter. Post-training notice. National First Class Registered Exorcist. Chapter 85. Sneaking by. As soon as he entered, Chen Zhen shut the door. Another call came, and Chen Zhen gestured for both of them to sit as he took the call. What could I do? Chen Zhen protested. 13,000. Even if you sold me off, that wouldn't be enough to pay it back. No way, I won't let you submit that as an expense. Chen Zhen hung up and said to Zhi Xiaoduo, that day when you guys went shopping, you were all there. Why didn't any of you help to stop Wan Yuan? I'll cover for you, Xiang Chen immediately said. I'll give you 260,000. Zhi Xiaoduo immediately jumped at that opportunity. I'll pay 2,600,000. Help me out and let me borrow Akalanatha's weapons, I'll return them as soon as we're done. Chen Zhen. Chen Zhen had one hand pressed against his forehead. Xiang Cheng continued, I'll write off the $10 million gambling debt that you owe. I'll write up a slip for you right away. Are you two looking to die, coming to the exorcism committee at this time like this? Chen Zhen asked in a hushed voice. I only managed to lie to the old Buddha side with great effort. Xiang Cheng, where are the things? They're already locked up, Chen Zhen replied. You don't have the golden arrows in hand, so what can you use them for? They won't be able to showcase their purpose. Zhi Xiaoduo and Xiang Cheng were stumped. They originally thought that the Yao binding rope, the sword of wisdom, and the devil subduing staff were still with the old Buddha after they got confiscated. But as it turned out, they had actually been locked away in the underground storeroom. Xiang Cheng wiped a hand across his face, falling silent. I must have been insane to believe in your plan, Zhi Xiaoduo, Chen Zhen said, pointing at Xiang Cheng. Ever since you've fallen with this guy, he's had no end of bad luck. Chen Zhen's words were accurate after all. This time, they had truly been greatly hampered by Xiang Cheng, but they still hadn't managed to drag Zhi Xiaoduo down with them. After all, Zhi Xiaoduo had also been pulled into this. You're even turning down 10 million, and yet you're saying that I'm unlucky? What exactly happened in the exorcism committee? Xiang Cheng asked. The matter with Wang Lei has been exposed, Chen Zhen said. The nine-tailed celestial fox caused too big of a ruckus, and it alerted the higher-ups. Now they're sending people down to investigate. The old Buddha is taking the blame on her own and submitted a resignation. Everyone in the exorcism committee is under surveillance. They'll investigate for at least 3 months, and during that time, every single one of the things that involves Wang Lei will have to be dug out and dealt with one at a time. Chen Zhen's forehead was furrowed deeply as he continued, there are some things where I am not planning to beat the grass and startle the snake just yet, so with this, we will have to face even fiercer and more direct changes head on. I suspect there may still be more spies, Xiang Cheng said. It's impossible that Wang Lei was their only biggest spy. Impossible, Chen Zhen said without even thinking about it. Amongst Grand Master Chiao, Dishuman, the old Buddha, and Teacher Zhou, who do you think could be the spy? There's one more, Xiang Cheng said. I remember that in the interview stage, there was a young woman. Dinghai, Chen Zhen said. Very rarely does she involve herself in the matters of the exorcism committee. She is only in charge of external affairs, and she is acquainted with all of the Western sects. It can't be her. Xiang Cheng and Zhi Xiaoduo exchanged a glance. Zhi Xiaoduo thought for a moment, hesitating over whether or not to tell him about the matter with the lightning. Chen Zhen saw their expressions, and he said, what else do you want to say? If there's nothing else, then go. Aside from placing your trust in me, right now, there is no other option left for you at all. Zhi Xiaoduo made up his mind and he said, that day when Xiang Cheng took me and ran, we were ambushed. That's impossible, Chen Zhen replied. Who else knew the path you were going to take? Qi Wei didn't tell you. Xiang Cheng narrowed his eyes. Chen Zhen. Chen Zhen remembered something. Perhaps it was the strange way that Qi Wei had acted after he lost them, or perhaps it was a few details from after they had returned. That's impossible, Chen Zhen murmured. Who would know? Chen Zhen looked up towards Xiang Cheng. The items are in the storeroom, Chen Zhen murmured to himself. Zhi Xiaoduo let out a breath in relief. Chen Zhen had finally changed his mind, and after confirming that there was still an element of uncertainty in the exorcism committee, the only option left would be to return the weapons to them ahead of time. We can do it as long as we can get into the storeroom, Xiang Cheng said. You don't need to worry about the rest. With things the way they are now, even if I didn't want to worry about the rest, I would still have to, Chen Zhen said. If you were to take them away, there's no way I can dodge that responsibility. Zhi Xiaoduo thought about how it was possible for Chen Zhen to lose his post over this, and he began to hesitate once again. He didn't know if what he was doing was right or wrong. If this was something that only he and Xiang Cheng had to shoulder the responsibility for, no matter how much they had to do, his faith would not have wavered. But as soon as it involved other people, it was no longer a matter contained between the two of them. Chen Zhen pulled open a drawer and wrote a few lines of words. His expression was hesitant, and a moment later, he ripped it up and rewrote it. Zhi Xiaoduo and Xiang Cheng did not interrupt him. "Take this slip," Chen Zhen said, finally handing a slip of paper over to Xiang Cheng. "Have the old Buddha stamp her seal on it, and show your face over there with her. It just so happens that I have a work badge that I haven't sent out yet on my end, a transfer order to Yunnan. Because every division of the exorcism committee is under investigation, this person named Zhao Lun has yet to start his job, so I'll make you a copy right now." Chen Zhen turned on the scanner, before making Xiang Cheng put his back against the wall so that he could take a picture. He then made him a work badge, which Xiang Cheng took and pinned to the front pocket of his suit. Chen Zhen continued, "Just say that Teacher Zhou is planning to interrogate Xiang Cheng in the afternoon, and ask her to use her authority to temporarily retrieve the Akalanatha's weapons." Zhi Xiaoduo thought, "Thank the heavens." Xiang Cheng folded the slip of paper up and turned and left. "Does the Central Fighting Division have Yao suppressing bells?" Zhi Xiaoduo was afraid that Xiang Cheng would alert the old Buddha, and he couldn't help feeling a bit worried. Chen Zhen shook his head. "There are many among the higher-ups whose artifacts are made from Yao bones and neodon. In reality, there are very few Yao suppressing bells throughout the entirety of the exorcism committee." Chen Zhen looked at Zhi Xiaoduo, and both of them fell silent for a while. Zhi Xiaoduo then said, "This time I must have caused you a lot of trouble." "It's no issue," Chen Zhen said. "What you did was the right thing." Zhi Xiaoduo was a little dejected. He hadn't thought that things would turn out like this. "Xiao Lang misses you a lot," Chen Zhen said, "but today, you two best not interact. After you go back, when you have the time, send him a message." Zhi Xiaoduo nodded, and Chen Zhen let out a tired sigh. Who exactly could it be? Zhi Xiaoduo knew that Chen Zhen was still musing over that lightning strike, and he couldn't help but feel excited that he had bet on the right thing. Chen Zhen had, as expected, not sold them out. Now, their range of targets could once again shrink, which left Kita, Zhou Wanyuan, and Xian Hezi. He didn't really believe that Kita and Zhou Wanyuan could be the mole, which meant that the only possibility was Xian Hezi. Could it be Xian Hezi? Zhi Xiaoduo asked. "I feel like it's not," Chen Zhen said. "You don't understand him. Though he's rather eccentric in some small ways, but overall, it's not very likely to be him. After all, his parents also died too. Oh well, let's not mention that just yet. Either way, it can't be Kita or Wan Yuan, can it?" Zhi Xiaoduo asked. "Don't forget, there's also Chao Bin," Chen Zhen said. "He is also one of those who knows of our movements, it's just that he's always been supporting us from the sidelines and has never shown his face." "But Chao Bin already resigned." "Correct," Chen Zhen replied. "And he already handed over all his artifacts." Xiang Cheng stood in the elevator, and the electronic voice reported the floor. "Central Fighting Division." "Let me check your badge," the security guard said. Xiang Cheng handed over his badge, and the guard used a device that he carried on him to scan the barcode on it, checking the information with the photo and information on the badge. "What's your name?" the guard asked. "Why does it show that you have yet to be employed?" "I just came today," Xiang Cheng said. "My record's not in the computer yet." The security guard gestured that Xiang Cheng could continue forward. Lin Yura and Grandmaster Chiao were currently talking in an office. Xiang Cheng peeped in through the window and knocked on the glass, and Lin Yura turned her head to look. Even now, Xian Hezi has yet to find Zhi Xiaoduo. Xiang Cheng pushed the door open and pulled out the note, asking, Sorry to disturb. Which one of you is Director Lin? Grand Master Chiao. Lin Yura. Lin Yura looked at Xiang Cheng oddly, and Xiang Cheng hurried to pull out the note, handing it respectfully to Lin Yura. What is the meaning of this? Lin Yura frowned. Xiang Cheng did not speak. His expression was one of confusion. I'm asking you, what is the meaning of this? Lin Yura repeated. Are you from the organization division? What is your name? Xiang Cheng handed over his badge, replying, My name is Zhao Lun. Nice to meet you, Bureau Director Linear. Lin Yura glanced at the badge. Grand Master Chiao looked at Xiang Cheng suspiciously and asked, A new hire? In the literal sense, Xiang Cheng said. Lin Yura studied Xiang Cheng from head to toe, before looking at the note again. You are the first person who dares to speak to me like this, Lin Yura said. Chen Zhen actually let a new hire carry out such a task? Tell him to come over himself. I do not dare, Xiang Cheng hurried to bow and offered up a sheepish smile. This is my first day on the job, in the literal sense. Director Chen said that if I am unable to obtain your official stamp, then I don't need to come back tomorrow. If there is anything that is causing a misunderstanding, please, could you take the high road and disregard it? Grand Master Chiao shook his head resignedly and began to chuckle. Cannon fodder, Grand Master Chiao said easily. Lin Yura was a little irritated, and she picked up the phone on the table. Connect me to Division Chief Zhou's office, Lin Yura said. No one picked up on the other end, and the only sound from the receiver were quiet, long beeps. The shirt against Xiang Cheng's back was damp with sweat. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The organizational division. There was a knock on the door outside, and Chen Zhen immediately backed up. Zhi Xiaoduo bent over and hid under the table. Please come in, Chen Zhen said. Zhi Xiaoduo was hiding under the table, and when he saw that Chen Zhen's next step was to stand right up, he knew that the other party had to be a higher up. As he expected, Zhou Mokuo's voice said, Chen Zhen. Yes sir, Chen Zhen said. Sit ba. Zhou Mokuo tossed him a cigarette, but Chen Zhen did not catch it, and it landed under the table. Zhi Xiaoduo picked it up, and Chen Zhen bent over and took the cigarette. Let's have a chat. Zhou Mokuo sat down on the sofa and let out a long sigh. Chen Zhen lit the cigarette, and the room fell silent for a whole minute. Zhou Mokuo, to tell you the truth, I do not wish to make things unduly difficult for Xiang Cheng. With how this situation has developed, Chen Zhen said, he will be pulled in sooner or later. It's a problem left over from earlier times. Zhou Mokuo said, how much do you understand about the ancient legends of Mount Wu? Chen Zhen thought for a moment, before saying, the northern part of Mount Wu, where it connects with Ba Mountain, the intersection between the Wu and Ba ridges, has many legends about it in the ancient culture of Chu. Yaoji, Zhou Mokuo said. Yaoji. Zhi Xiaoduo. I always felt that there are still many suspicious points about what happened back then, Zhou Mokuo said. The people from back then are almost all gone as well. In the past 10 years, I have always wanted to go to Jianhua's old home to look around. Chen Zhen did not speak. Zhou Mokuo thought for a bit, before saying, a large part of the reason Xiang Cheng has become corrupted is because of the destiny that his mother has passed down to him. In order to deal with his heart devil, the key may lie with Yaoji. But she has already passed, Chen Zhen said, sighing. Even her ashes were swept into the vast ocean. Which is why I was thinking, Zhou Mokuo said, about how his parents met back in the day, and why they would have first met in such a place. Logically, if Yaoji were truly the saintess who was supposed to carry the next incarnation of Mara, why did she awaken ahead of schedule? How did Xiang Jianhua get to know her? Zhou Mokuo flicked the ash off his cigarette, his brows furrowed in a frown. And what connection does Yaoji have to the Yaoji of the legend surrounding Mount Wu? Chen Zhen. Both of them fell silent once again. A moment later, Chen Zhen spoke. If even you don't know, I imagine that there are very few people who do. I actually want to try and see what Xiang Cheng will say. The phone on the table suddenly rang, and Chen Zhen pressed the speakerphone button. Lin Yura's voice spoke. Chen Zhen, is Zhou Mokuo in your office? Yes, Chen Zhen said. Teacher Zhou, the old Buddha is looking for you. Zhou Mokuo walked over. When Zhi Xiaoduo heard the footsteps, his back was immediately covered in a cold sweat. Chen Zhen lifted his foot and put it on Zhi Xiaoduo's shoulder, pushing him in a little further. Zhou Mokuo came to a stop by the table and said, Old Buddha. From the phone, Lin Yura's voice said, someone came to me over here with a note from Chen Zhen. Zhou Mokuo picked up the phone and glanced at Chen Zhen, before holding the receiver and asking, what's wrong? You're letting Chen Zhen interrogate Xiang Cheng. Lin Yura said from the Central Fighting Division conference room. Xiang Cheng wrung his hands as he stood off to one side, looking at the note silently. Lin Yura glanced at Xiang Cheng, who did not react even one bit. Zhou Mokuo looked at Chen Zhen, who picked up a pen and wrote on a blank sheet of paper, Akalanatha's weapons may have been swapped out. That's right, Zhou Mokuo said in reply. I still have a few doubts about what happened back then on Mount Ba. What do you need the weapons for then? Lin Yura asked brusquely. Teacher Zhen isn't here yet, so they are not allowed to be moved. I have a few things I need to confirm, Zhou Mokuo replied easily. Zhi Xiaoduo, hiding under the table, heard his heart thumping loudly. I can only give you either the person or the weapons, Lin Yura said. You pick. Then the weapons, Zhou Mokuo said. You have to go get them yourself, Lin Yura replied coldly. She signed her name on the document and handed it to Xiang Cheng. On the other end, Zhou Mokuo hung up. Xiang Cheng turned to leave, only for Lin Yura to say, stop right there. Xiang Cheng hurried to turn around again. Lin Yura studied him, before narrowing her eyes. Why do I feel like I've seen you somewhere before? Last time, when you came for an inspection of Yunnan, Xiang Cheng said. In Dali, by the butterfly spring, I brought you some mineral water. I was following beside Director Bai. Is that right? Lin Yura asked curiously. Then why is it that when you came in, you didn't even know who I was? Xiang Cheng replied, a little embarrassed, it's been too long, and I couldn't match up your name and your position. The director often scolds me for that as well. Grandmaster Chiao began to chuckle, and he shook his head resignedly. Lin Yura asked mildly, did you pass the Exorcist exam? I didn't, Xiang Cheng replied. Another thought came to Lin Yura, and she asked, how is old Bai's health? He's already passed away, Bureau Director Lin, Xiang Cheng replied. The parasitic poison was too deeply rooted within him, and he was advanced in years, so he could not hold out. I had forgotten, Lin Yura sighed. I've grown old. The conference room was silent. Lin Yura seemed to remember some matter of the past, and she shook her head. Most of our old friends are no longer with us anymore, Grandmaster Chiao added. Lin Yura did not say anything more. Xiang Cheng bowed slightly. This time, he succeeded in leaving. As he left the Central Front Division, the back of his shirt had a damp patch of sweat. Zhou Mokuo hung up and came to a stop in front of the floor-to-ceiling windows. He had his back to the office desk, and he put his hands behind him. There is a common, ancient saying, that whoever caused the trouble in the first place must be the one to resolve it in the end, Zhou Mokuo mused. Perhaps, after this issue is dealt with, we will no longer need to seal the boss snake into the Luohun bell. The old Buddha has already decided that. Chen Zhen asked. That is a very risky endeavor. Zhou Mokuo nodded shortly. Chen Zhen said, the Luohun bell already has cracks. Xiao Lang told me that the bell is limited in terms of the number of souls it can contain within it. Too many powerful souls have already been detained in it. Plus, if the snake Han combined with the seed of Mara breaks the barrier, the consequences would be unimaginable. This will not be the first time, Zhou Mokuo said. Using the Heaven Sundering Seal to strengthen the Luohun Bell is a pretty good idea, but we do not know if that will cause a change to the Yaohan that are currently stored away in the bell. If the seed of Mara absorbs other Yaohan, that will only cause more trouble. And after he finished speaking, Zhou Mokuo turned around. Chen Zhen swiveled his chair around as well, blocking Zhou Mokuo's line of sight. It just so happened to block his view of Zhi Xiaoduo as well. Zhou Mokuo said, "I'm leaving. Do as you see fit." Chen Zhen rose to see him off, but Zhou Mokuo waved his hand, leaving on his own. Zhou Mokuo glanced at the elevator. The one on the left arrived first, and after he got in, the doors to the one on the right dinged open. The organizational division. The doors to the left elevator closed as Xiang Cheng walked out of the right elevator. Zhi Xiaoduo clambered out from under the table and glanced at Chen Zhen. Zhi Xiaoduo, that was too close. Chen Zhen. What exactly is the old Buddha thinking? You're not going to stop her? It's very dangerous, Zhi Xiaoduo said. If you seal them away in the Luohun Bell, aren't you afraid that those Yaohan will all end up combining and transforming into some weird thing? Chen Zhen replied, "It's all right. Either way, it's not Xiang Cheng who is locked up in the prison. You all heard what Teacher Zhou had to say. There are some things that I cannot speak freely of, so I'll leave those up to you." "Thank you." Zhi Xiaoduo thought, "This time, I've truly doomed Chen Zhen with all this trouble." "You're welcome," Chen Zhen said. "It was for the sake of my friend." When Zhi Xiaoduo heard those words, he suddenly felt very touched, and tears threatened to fall from his eyes. At that very moment, someone else knocked on the door outside, and Zhi Xiaoduo hurriedly dashed the tears away before going back under the table. However, the person who came in was Xiang Cheng. "Xiang Cheng," Zhi Xiaoduo said, "we definitely aren't doing anything weird." Xiang Cheng was torn between laughter and tears. Chen Zhen said, "You've got it?" Xiang Cheng showed a card to Chen Zhen, and Chen Zhen said, "I'll give this to you, it's an invisibility talisman." Chen Zhen handed a talisman to Zhi Xiaoduo, before adding, "It's the last one. It will only work for 10 minutes. She said that she needed Zhou Mokuo to personally go and retrieve them, Xiang Cheng said. "I won't be able to open it." Chen Zhen gestured that was no issue, and he pulled out the hourglass from the drawer. "We can't let Teacher Zhou go, otherwise we won't be able to run." "The hourglass has Teacher Zhou's seal on the bottom," Chen Zhen explained. "You can use it to trick the security deposit box. The code is this." Chen Zhen wrote down the code on the paper, and he had both Xiang Cheng and Zhi Xiaoduo memorize it. He then crossed it out and put the paper into the shredder. "After you're done with the hourglass, bring it to the 5th level and hand it over to Xiao Lang," Chen Zhen said. "Then leave from the exit on the same level that leads to the outside. After that, no matter where you all go, please continue to maintain communications with me. Report your progress at any point in time, and I will figure out a way to slow down the investigation division." Zhi Xiaoduo and Xiang Cheng walked out the door. Before Xiang Cheng shut the door, he glanced at Chen Zhen. "Thank you," Xiang Cheng said. "You're welcome," Chen Zhen said in reply, glancing up at Xiang Cheng as he put the things away. "It's for the sake of world peace. I also believe that you will be able to control yourself." Zhi Xiaoduo and Xiang Cheng were waiting for the elevator. Zhi Xiaoduo said, "Chen Zhen is very good." Perhaps Chen Zhen's actions had actually more or less moved Xiang Cheng a little. Zhi Xiaoduo had always thought that although he himself had changed Xiang Cheng, the reality was that this world was not exactly the same as what Xiang Cheng had imagined. Like Chen Zhen, Kita, Zhou Wanyuan. Though friends might have their own personal desires to fulfill, when it came to matters of principle, They never faltered. If Chen Zhen was truly the big boss of the exorcism committee, perhaps everything would have been different. With a bunch of young people gathered together, the way they did things was also different from Lin Yura and the rest of them. Zhi Xiaoduo also thought about what Zhou Mokuo had said, back in the day, were Zhou Mokuo and Xiang Cheng's dad like how Chen Zhen and Xiang Cheng were right now. But when he thought back on it, Chen Zhen trusted them because he believed that doing so would resolve a problem. What if reality proved that Xiang Cheng and Zhi Xiaoduo could not live up to those expectations? Zhi Xiaoduo didn't dare to be too lax anymore. Xiang Cheng was also thinking, but at this point, he came back to his senses and said to Zhi Xiaoduo, "Stick the talisman on." Zhi Xiaoduo stuck the talisman on himself and vanished with a shua. Xiang Cheng dusted off the bag that he was holding in his hand, before he walked into the elevator. Zhi Xiaoduo stroked the back of Xiang Cheng's hand, and they linked their hands together, before letting go of each other. Xiang Cheng sucked in a deep breath. Zhi Xiaoduo said quietly, "Do your best. There's just this last step left, you can definitely do it." "Xiang Cheng, did Zhou Mokuo go to Chen Zhen's office? How come he didn't find you there?" "I was hiding under the table," Zhi Xiaoduo said. "What did he say to Chen Zhen?" "It was very complicated," Zhi Xiaoduo replied. "He reminded me of something that we can discuss in detail after we go back." With a ding, the elevator came to a stop. Zhi Xiaoduo immediately grew nervous, and both of them clammed up. Zhi Xiaoduo prayed to high heaven that they wouldn't run into Lin Yura. Even if it was Zhou Mokuo, that was still better. He held his breath, and the elevator doors opened. The person who walked in was an old man, who was wearing a short jacket over a long robe. Behind him followed two young people wearing Zhongshan outfits. Zhi Xiaoduo. Zheng Qin. Why was he at the association? Xiang Cheng backed off to the side a little. For a moment, even he didn't know what to say. The best reaction to have in this moment was to not say anything. Zheng Qin took off his sunglasses and entered to one side. His cane lightly touched Zhi Xiaoduo's foot, and Zhi Xiaoduo's heart immediately leapt into his throat. "Heh," Zheng Qin chuckled as he murmured to himself. "You hear me? Even if I quit tomorrow, as long as she is here, she will not allow anyone to interfere." His two disciples were silent, and Xiang Cheng was also silent. The elevator slowly traveled downwards. Zheng Qin took off his sunglasses, studying Xiang Cheng's reflection in the elevator doors. His gaze then traveled over to Zhi Xiaoduo's face. Zhi Xiaoduo's heart instantly stopped beating. He had no reflection in the elevator doors, but when he looked into Zheng Qin's eyes, their eyes met through the surface of the door. Zheng Qin shook his head, chuckled, and put on the sunglasses again. First floor, main hall. The elevator called out the floor, and Zheng Qin walked out on his own. His two disciples followed behind him, and the door slid shut. "He found me out," Zhi Xiaoduo's voice trembled as he spoke. "He found me out as well," Xiang Cheng replied. "Don't be afraid. If he was an enemy, he would have already attacked just now." Zhi Xiaoduo had a great fright. He originally thought that no one would be able to see him, but he hadn't thought that they would actually run into someone else with a dragon pupil. "The underground level," the electronic voice said. "How are we supposed to go after this?" Xiang Cheng walked out to face the four elevators. Two of them came back and forth between the underground level and the main headquarters of the exorcism department, while the other two led to even deeper levels underground. The button lit up on its own, and Zhi Xiaoduo's voice spoke. "We switch elevators, the left-hand one." There were 4 elevators in the underground level where they were to swap. According to his memories from last time when Zhou Mokuo had brought him in, Zhi Xiaoduo thought that it should be the leftmost one, because the rightmost one should be the one that leads to the storeroom. "Hello," another electronic voice said. "Nice to meet you for the first time. May I ask who you are?" "Oh, There's even an AI, Xiang Cheng said. To the storeroom. Cannot confirm your identity, the electronic voice said. Xiang Cheng took out his card and waved it across the sensor. Zhi Ziaduo was silent. 3 seconds later, the electronic voice said, "We welcome your arrival. Because your identity could not be confirmed, authorization from the investigation division is required. Please wait a moment." In the investigation division, the central computer put forth a request. Chen Zhen pressed the enter key on the computer and entered the password for the underground storeroom. He hit confirm, then closed the window. The division leader came back, carrying 2 cups of coffee. Chen Zhen hit the enter key a few times, and with one hand, he took the coffee. "What is it?" the division leader asked. Chen Zhen continued to operate the central computer, closing all of the surveillance windows that had Xiang Cheng and Zhi Ziaduo in them, leaving only the image of the underground containment cells. He pressed the page up key, maximizing the window so that it took up the entire screen. He sipped his coffee as if he was deep in thought, and he watched the Xiang Cheng on the screen. "He won't be able to escape," the division leader said. Chen Zhen's forehead was furrowed deeply as he asked, "Has he stayed like this for the past few days?" "N," the division leader replied. "The underground level. Access granted," the electronic voice in the elevator said. The elevator traveled down, and the 2 of them entered the corridor leading to the storeroom. Xiang Cheng used the card to open the door, only to see a row of security deposit boxes. Zhi Ziaduo immediately pulled out the hourglass. He spread 2 talismans out and put the hourglass on top, carefully taking a rubbing of Zhou Mokuo's seal. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the surveillance department. "Chen Zhen," Lin Yura's voice said. Chen Zhen turned, only to see Lin Yura standing outside the surveillance department. "Come with me." Chen Zhen put down his coffee, and the leader of the surveillance department patted his shoulder empathetically. Chen Zhen and Lin Yura walked away. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The storeroom. Quick. Zhi Ziaduo put the rubbing of the seal up against the central lock, and the seal began to glow with light. High-level artifact safe B16. Please enter the passcode. Xiang Cheng entered the 6-digit code, and the door sprung open. Xiang Cheng bent over, and Zhi Ziaduo climbed up on his back, pulling out a red cloth bag. "They're all here." When Zhi Ziaduo opened up the bag to take a look, the devil-subduing staff and the Yao-binding rope were both in there, along with the umbrella. He swiftly shut the door to the safe. "Let's go," Xiang Cheng said. Both of them swiftly left the storeroom. Zhi Ziaduo pressed the button for the elevator, and they entered, returning to the underground transfer point. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the elevator. Lin Yura looked up towards the display. Chen Zhen did not say anything, but his forehead was furrowed slightly. Lin Yura looked into Chen Zhen's eyes through the reflection in the elevator. "I imagine you also understand inside your heart why I rejected Teacher Zheng's proposal," Lin Yura said coldly. "There's no point in pulling him out to have a heart-to-heart. Even if I were to quit tomorrow, in today's exorcism department, my word is still final." Chen Zhen startled for a moment, before he seemed to realize something. "Old Buddha, you're mistaken. I did not notify Teacher Zheng," Chen Zhen replied. "I also don't know where he got the news from. I believe that his arrival today was just a coincidence, only because Teacher Zhou also spontaneously decided to interrogate Xiang Cheng at the last minute. This was not pre-planned in advance. It wasn't until just now that I even learned of Teacher Zheng's arrival," Chen Zhen finished earnestly. Lin Yura did not pursue this topic any further. "I'm old now. I'm not like you youngsters, who focus on individual value. Perhaps the exorcism department will change in the future, but it will not be now." Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Outside the elevator. The floor number on the display kept changing. "The talisman's lost its effect," Zhi Ziaduo said. Can the totem be used? Xiang Cheng pressed the elevator button, before looking up at the display. No, Zhi Xiaoduo said. Someone is on the underground level, Xiang Cheng said. Which one will arrive first? Zhi Xiaoduo watched the two elevators. Xiang Cheng tugged Zhi Xiaoduo, and both hid on one side of the elevator. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the elevator. The underground level, the electronic voice intoned. The two elevators dinged at the same time, and their doors slid open simultaneously. Zhi Xiaoduo and Xiang Cheng ducked into the elevator on the left, pressing themselves up by the door in the dead angle. In the right elevator was Chen Zhen and Lin Yura. Old Buddha, Chen Zhen suddenly said. What is it? Lin Yura turned and glanced at Chen Zhen, but she did not stop. She walked through the elevator doors, and Chen Zhen followed, walking on her left side, his body blocking her line of sight. Xiang Cheng and Zhi Xiaoduo did not make any sound, and behind Lin Yura's back, they took advantage of the time difference. Before the doors closed, they sped into the elevator, successfully entering it. Xiao Lang told me that the Luohun Bell's ability to contain souls is limited. Lin Yura turned and pressed the button for the elevator that led to the containment cells. It was at that very moment that, out of the corner of her eye, she saw the mirror-like wall of the elevator, as well as the human reflections on the wall. Who's there? Lin Yura's face immediately changed. The elevator doors closed. Zhi Xiaoduo pressed the button for the 5th floor, while Xiang Cheng pressed the one for the ground floor. She found us, Xiang Cheng said. We're out of time. As soon as the doors open, run, don't pay attention to anything else. 1st floor, main hall, the elevator reported the floor they were on. Immediately seal off the exorcism committee. Lin Yura said. Close off all the paths that lead to the outside. End chapter.